Saabythesimmer. I hope you're doing well today. So we're back with another speed build, and again, apologies if you don't follow me on Twitter. I did share on Twitter that I would be sharing the last speed build without a voiceover because I did so many attempts. I say so many, about 3 attempts for that voiceover, and none of them worked. Like, everything was going wrong. So I just gave up and decided to post it because it was ready. It just needed a voiceover. So I thought I'd post it without a voiceover, and you guys seem to be okay with it. You seem to still like the speed build, and you didn't mind me not doing a voiceover. I don't know if I should take offense to that. No, I'm joking. It will be fine. So we are back with another voiceover, and we are back with a speed build. I am doing a base game apartment build. So I did a poll a little while ago asking you guys what kind of builds you want me to do, and I had roommates home, I had a base game apartment, and I had a community park or community, I think it's something like a community park. And the most voted was the roommates house. So I did that. I did the Oasis Springs like modern house for that, and then the second most voted for was the base game apartments. And I started this ages ago, but I didn't like the way it turned out, so I scrapped it and decided to go with something else. So what you're seeing right now is what we decided to go with in the end. I originally put it on a 30 by 20 lot, and then just didn't know what to do with all the surrounding space, if I'm honest. I just felt like I didn't want to do like a car park. I just didn't know what to do with the rest of the space, so I decided to shrink it down and put it on a 20 by 15 lot. I do have a reference image for this build, and I will put it on the screen now for you. So I found this on Pinterest, and after like several Google attempts, several Pinterest searches for apartments, and just like some way of getting an idea as to what I want the exterior to look like. I knew the interior, I kind of had an idea as to what the interior would look like, but for the exterior I was a bit lost, so I did look on Pinterest, and that's the photo that I found. So I decided to, in my head, I didn't want it to be like so many apartments. I kind of wanted it to be like playable. So I decided to go with just 3 apartments, or 3 like places for your Sims to live on this one lot basically. So on the very top floor, the second floor, it would be the second floor, right? Ground first. Yeah, so the second floor, there is a 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom apartment. A bit more modern in terms of like how I've decorated it. I decorated it for a couple, and maybe they have a baby on the way, but I don't think they plan to have children, hence why they're just living in a kind of a small apartment. The second room was probably used as a guest room, or maybe as like a little office space. Probably a guest room. I didn't really think they have much space for an office. I think maybe they I don't know. I feel like they're just young parents, or that they are a young couple, and maybe this is the first apartment they've moved into. They've been here for a couple of years, and then now they're expecting a baby. So the second room is used as a nursery now. So I kind of set up that second room for a nursery. So the apartment on the first floor, did I say second? Yeah, so the first floor, apologies. I decided to go with kind of maybe a single parent with a child. I put bunk beds, but I felt like I put bunk beds not because there's 2 children. There could be, you can have 2 children in this build. It's totally up to you how many Sims you have in these in this build, and like in the little homes that are built inside these apartments. What would you call them? You call them apartments, right? Yeah. Anyway, so there's a bunk bed in the first floor apartment in one of the rooms, and like the second bedroom. And I felt like maybe they just had not a lot of friends over, but maybe they just have friends over quite often. They have a bunk bed, maybe because they have maybe a cousin they're really close to or something like that, and they come and stay with them quite often. I don't know. I just felt like a bunk bed is a cute like concept to have in a room, even if there's only one child living in that apartment. I still thought it was cute to have the option for like a sleepover, or I don't know, a relative staying in that room. Maybe they have like a step sibling and they come and stay with them. I don't know. I just thought it would be cute to have the bunk bed, so I put it in there. And I felt like it could be a single parent, but obviously it can be anyone living in that house, in that apartment on the first floor. Literally anyone. The first floor apartment is the only apartment that you don't see me furnish, because I thought I was recording and I wasn't. And I didn't realize I wasn't recording until I got to the last apartment on the top floor, on the second floor, and realized I wasn't recording that either. So then I had to like take all the furniture, like rearrange all the furniture, take it all out and start again and then record it. But because I had literally finished the first floor apartment already, I didn't refilm that. I just had to refilm the second apartment, on the second floor. And I did it that way because you guys will see the screenshots at the end, and the floor plan is pretty similar. It's just the way I've decorated it that is different. And I've shown you two separate things because they're two different things. I'll explain it in a minute, because I don't think me saying that explained it very well. So we have the ground floor that has a gym. So I didn't know what to do in the space downstairs other than have like a reception space. So there is like a desk and like a kind of like a small reception space, and you've got the mailboxes in there as well, and then there's also a gym. So the gym has like, you can have access to the gym if you live in this apartment. I just thought it was a cool concept. I didn't know what else to do, to be fair, and I felt like a gym was pretty practical and useful depending on what your Sims lifestyles are, or if they just want the ability to have a gym. I was trying to think of something else, but I couldn't think of anything else that would go there. I don't think you'd really have... Maybe you'd have a restaurant at the bottom of your apartments. You probably could, but I didn't want it to, like, clash in with the build itself. I didn't want Sims to just autonomously start sitting down on the first... like, on the ground floor to eat their food when they should be sitting in their house. And because it is a base game apartment, I didn't want to add anything that kind of just conflicted with gameplay or whatever. So I went with a gym because I felt like a gym is useful for anyone, really. And there's also a studio apartment on the ground floor. So on the ground floor, I wasn't sure what to do, but I felt like it would probably make sense to have another apartment. So I have a studio kind of like apartment on the ground floor. So there's like a bedroom. It's pretty much open plan. I've just kind of separated it slightly with half walls. So we've got like a bedroom that's kind of elevated on a platform. And then we've got a small bathroom. And then they've got the kind of open plan living kitchen space. I didn't put a dining table. I didn't put a dining table for any of the apartments just because there wasn't really much space for it. In my head, I wanted tables and chairs and stuff, but when I actually got around to decorating it, it just wasn't going to happen. It just wasn't going to fit. So, the downstairs, the ground floor studio apartment, I decorated for like an artist, so just a creative sim. I just put an easel down there. I didn't really put loads of different decorative things in the apartments, just because I wasn't sure who would live there specifically, and obviously you guys can just change it however you want. And I had a few comments on the gallery, and I wasn't really sure how to interpret what people were saying. Someone said this is all right, and I mean, I have to laugh because I mean, if I find something all right, I don't go out my way to tell someone that I find something all right. Like, it's, I don't know, the gallery is a weird place, I guess you could say. Because who really comments on someone's build to say it's alright? And I think someone said they don't know how to feel about this, which is fine. Like, you don't have to like my builds. I don't think anyone has to like my builds. It's not by force. But I like my build. I think this turned out cute. So, it is kind of like a small... I wouldn't say... I don't know if the word is really cozy. I think I want to say cozy because it's small, but that's not the case. It's not cozy, it's just small and intimate and kind of like family orientated, because all my builds are kind of family orientated, if I'm honest. So there's a lot of storyline that you can play in this. So with base game apartments, you can have, I have put in the like trash chutes that you can use, and I have put in the mailboxes that you can use that normally comes with the City Living expansion pack. But if you look in the debug menu, I struggled to find it on console. So what I had to do is like find it on a build that I've done on my laptop, and I've uploaded that to the gallery. And then I just had to put the mailboxes on like just a wall, and then upload that to my library and do it that way. Because every time I searched in the debug menu on my console, I just couldn't find it. And I don't know if it's kind of slightly hidden maybe on console and then not when you use like the building by menu. I don't know. But when I use the building by, not menu, the better building by mod, I can find it fine. But when I was on my console, I couldn't find it for some reason, so that was kind of annoying. But it should just upload to your game. I mean, like, yeah, it should upload to your game just fine. I don't think there'd be any reason for it to not be in your game when it is, like, part of base game. There was no flags up when I uploaded this to the gallery. So the exterior, I didn't spend loads and loads of time with, because I kind of knew what shape I was going with. I knew what I wanted it to look like, and I knew I wanted it to kind of look pretty white and just clean and simple. And I knew the kind of layout I wanted to have. I wanted to have like the reception area, maybe some seating as well. I did put a little bit of seating in the reception area. I didn't make it like super... I didn't want to add loads of different things in because I wanted my Sims to just literally navigate the space well. I went through and play tested it, and the way I play tested it just to make sure everything worked was I locked the other apartments that I wasn't play testing. So if I was play testing the studio apartment on the ground floor, I locked the other two apartments on the top floors, just so that they didn't start cooking on the ground floor, go upstairs and start cooking on the second floor. I wanted to make sure everything worked in the actual apartments that your Sims would be in, and everything worked fine. This is probably one of the builds where I hadn't had to change anything for gameplay, which was very, very, like, I don't know how to explain it, but I was just so glad that I didn't have to change anything, because I always play test my builds in the hopes that everything works well anyway. But when things don't work well, I like to think that most of the time I know why, and then I'm able to like rectify that, and then that's when I upload it to the gallery. So it was a really great feeling to know that I built something and it all worked fine. Like, my Sims didn't run into any problems, which is great. The only thing is that I noticed, your Sims, when they put food in the fridge, if you click get leftovers, they're not able to like actually know that the leftovers they need to get are the ones they put in their fridge. For some reason, like, you'd have to open the fridge and click the actual meal that they've made and then get them to eat it that way. Because anytime I've played with like custom apartments or apartments I've made, anytime I click get leftovers, they always like, they go to the fridge and then they don't have any food, and then I'm like, why are they not picking the food? But then I realize that they actually need to select the food that they actually cooked. It's like it doesn't register in the game that there's 3 fridges and they can only select their food. Like, and I tested it with the doors locked just to make sure that they can only get their food anyway. But even with the doors locked, it doesn't register that this is the food that they requested. That's the leftovers they should get. So yeah, I just left it. It is what it is. I think that's probably the most annoying thing about like playing with apartments that you make in the game. It doesn't always work very well, or it doesn't function as smoothly as you'd want it to. So with this, I just tried to bear that in mind. So I didn't want loads of things going on. I don't want your Sims to get too distracted. So the exterior, I put a little sign from the debug menu, put some plants outside from the debug menu, some graffiti on the side from the debug menu. I think I put like cameras as well outside, and fire exit sign in the front door. I was planning on doing like an exit at the back of the the apartments, but I didn't in the end. I think, yeah, in the end I didn't actually put anything, like any exit from the back of the building. So your Sims do have to walk down all the stairs if they're at the top and come out the front door. There's no kind of like fire exit essentially. I could have done that because I think we have fire escape like stairs in the debug menu. I think we do. I can't actually remember. I don't know if that's only with City Living. I can't remember. So the back of the build only has a like picnic table and a tree and like a bin. I didn't really know what to put out there, if I'm honest. Like, what do you put outside of community lot? And there wasn't loads of space anyway, so I wasn't sure what to do. So with the kind of reception space, I just put a TV, I just put a chair at an angle so that your Sims couldn't use it, not a TV, the computer. They can't use the computer because there's no stool. It was a like desk chair that I put there, and I just like turned it at an angle as well so your Sims can't interact with that computer, because it can get very annoying if I put an actual bar stool there and they started playing with that computer. It breaks the like realism of it all. So yeah, I tried to avoid that. So the reception area came together quite quickly. I just put some chairs out there, plants as well, so that there's some seating just in case you're like, I don't know, relatives come over and they come to reception and they're like, oh, okay, I'll buzz you up or whatever. Or maybe someone comes, I don't know, whatever. I just thought like a little reception area was kind of cute. And then you got your mailboxes out in that reception area, and then the entrance to the gym as well. And then you've got the entrance to the ground apartment as well, and then there's stairs that go up to the first floor and then the second floor. And up on those floors I didn't put anything in there. I think I just put lights, maybe a plant. I think the second floor has a plant on it just because there's no more stairs and it's not like conflicting the stairs, but everything else is fine. And I didn't really put loads of things on the walls. I just used some lights, and I also used the light switches. I used them as much as I possibly could. There's some spaces that probably didn't need them, but I put it there anyway. Because now that we have light switches, I'm just using them all the time. And I just finished a build on Sunday, and I used the light switches that came with the bathroom kit, the bathroom clutter kit. I was toying between the idea of getting it, and then I actually like treated myself and got like 3 different kits. So I got the bathroom clutter kit, I got the campers kit, and then I also got the country kitchen kit. Because at first I wasn't going to get the country kitchen kit because I was like, we got most of that stuff with cottage living, I don't need that kit. But then they got flooring, they've got wallpapers, and I don't know, it sold me. It sold me. And the little clutter items, and I wanted like different cabinets and counters for like cottagey feels. I don't know. I wanted something slightly different. I wanted some new things in my game. Obviously, we have the expansion pack Growing Together coming together. Is it Growing Together? I think it's Growing Together coming out, which I'm really, really excited for. I'm trying not to spend all my money. So I've already bought a bunch of kits, and then the other day I bought, because there's a sale going on the console for The Sims, I decided to get packs that have been on my list for a little while. So I got Outdoor Retreat and I got Cool Kitchen. So Outdoor Retreat was probably more on my list than Cool Kitchen, but I wanted some more kitchen stuff, so that's why I got Cool Kitchen. And then I wanted Outdoor Retreat because it kind of plays into the stories that I'm playing with my Family Dynamics challenge. Like, they're outdoorsy Sims, they love the outdoors, and they need to visit some vacation worlds. And I know the world that comes with Outdoor Retreat, Granite Falls I think it's called, that one is like a vacation world or like a destination kind of world, so I thought my sim could go there. I haven't planned it fully yet, but I'm thinking of like a camping trip. Maybe they go with some like school friends or something, and it's like before they graduate or after they graduate, before they go off to uni and stuff. I don't know, I haven't figured it out just yet. I don't think my sim's personally going to uni, but maybe her friends are, so they can kind of like have some kind of time in between going to uni and things like that. So that's what I had in mind. I wanted to play test the bedroom. I was really worried the bedroom wouldn't work too well, because I end up pushing the bed into the wall a bit more. And obviously if you've got sims that are in a couple for the studio apartment, then you will get your sim to scoot over, which is fine. It can be annoying when your sim needs to get up and like you're on the other side of the bed. If you want the bed to be functional, I would suggest like turning it around possibly, because I'm trying to think of a better orientation for it to be in where both sims can get in the bed at the same time kind of thing. But I don't actually know. I don't know if that's possible. It might be too tight of a squeeze, because I think originally when I thought out this floor plan, I put a bed down just to see the space in and figured it out that way, and felt like, yeah, it could work if it was against the wall, which is fine because your sims do scoot now, so it's actually fine. But obviously if you want both sims to sleep in the bed and you don't want them to have to scoot, then you can move the bed somehow to a different position, or maybe extend the apartment. I mean, it's up to you what you guys do with this apartment. So I bear in mind that all apartments would probably have the same kind of layout and floor plan, so it's only the studio on the bottom floor that has a different floor plan to the other two apartments. So the other two have exactly the same floor plan, 2 bedrooms, one bathroom, the kind of like open plan kitchen living space with the breakfast like island space, because there's no space for a dining table, so I just settled on them having space on the like breakfast table, the bar you would call it. And I decided to go with bar stools, and not a lot of them, 2. So the ground floor studio apartment has a laptop, and I think I put a laptop as well on one of the other apartments. I can't actually remember if I did or if I thought maybe it's too many, but then I was like, it's not that it's too many, it's just like convenient. Like if this sim is if this sim is an artist, the one that I had in a studio apartment, maybe they do like physical art and they need the laptop in order to like promote their art, or like where they're gonna next be. If they're gonna be at the flea market or something like that, they need to use that laptop to kind of do the promo for that. And then the other 2 apartments, I kind of had in mind what my sims would be doing or what the sims would be doing in there, but obviously it's totally open for interpretation. And I've kept the walls quite bland, quite simple, because I want you to go into these apartments and just like do what you want with them, basically decorate them how you want. As much clutter as little clutter. You can clear out the other apartments as well if you find it easier to just play with one apartment where it's just the rest are just empty. It's kind of like less distraction, and obviously it just means that your eyes aren't drawn to other things going on in other apartments. It can be a bit distracting playing in apartments with sims, especially if you don't want to control them all. If you play with mods and like custom content and stuff like that, then it's probably easier for you to have an apartment where you don't have to control all the sims. You can just let them do what you want. You can lock the doors and you can feel like it's an actual apartment. But if you're like me and you play on console and you don't have like mods and CC, then I normally just like lock the doors and then maybe spend a few days playing one household, then a few days playing the other household, and kind of like alternate, as opposed to like doing them all at once. Your sims should look after themselves, but they don't always, if I'm honest. In the garden for the studio apartment, I didn't put loads of things out there because there wasn't loads of space. I ended up putting just like a little table out there, and what else did I put out there? I think I put some planter boxes or planter pots out there as well, and I think a barbecue. I think it was a barbecue that I put out there as well. yeah, I didn't really think too much about the personalities or what the Sims would be doing per se, but I did think enough as to like put in some like, what do you call it, activity, some skill building. I kind of did some skill building in the apartment that you're gonna see me do on the second floor. I put a bar, I put a guitar. I kind of had this idea that they're very like cool young couple, and like they just like go to gigs and they go to like live shows and stuff quite often, and like they definitely wasn't planning on having children, but the sim got pregnant and they was just like, okay, we're doing this, that's fine. But I kind of made it seem like it's like a modern-ish kind of apartment, and like loads of clutter, loads of different things going on, but it doesn't look like a family. Like I wanted a contrast between this apartment and then the one that's on the first floor. The first floor feels very child friendly, whereas this one feels a bit more modern, a bit more like adult like, especially with a bar in the living space as well. I don't think I player tested the bar, but I don't think I've not had issues with the bar before when I put it against the wall, and your sim was able to walk through the space fine as well, so I knew there was no like routing or routing issues. I just think I didn't player test the actual bar, which is annoying because I should have. But normally if I push it against the wall, it's fine. It just doesn't work the way it would if you was like on the other side of the bar. So normally my sims just will pick up the drink themselves and like just do it that way. But I kind of like the way the bar looks when it's flipped around. I just wish we had bars that actually you could put in homes that didn't look so much like a commercial bar. Like they actually look like a home a bar that you'd have at home. It's like a little globe or a little drinks tray, things like that. I think one of the stuff packs come with something like that. And I made sure I put bookshelves in all of the apartments as well. Again, just things for your sims to do. I think I don't think I put a computer or a laptop in the apartment on the second floor. I felt like I was going to, but I can't remember if I actually did. I think in the end I didn't, because I didn't feel like they probably are people who work from home or do work from home. So they've got a big TV in their living space as well. So I kind of felt like if they wanted to watch things, they'd watch it on TV. And the bathrooms, again, I kept pretty much the same for each of the homes. The only thing I changed was like giving them slightly differences to make it fit personalities a bit better. So I didn't put like a high chair or a potty in the top second floor apartment. I'm getting all confused now. Just because I didn't think I needed to put it in just yet. I did put a bassinet, so my thought process was that the sim is currently pregnant, so they're gonna have a baby for a little while. And then obviously infants is coming soon. Infants is coming on the 14th, I think, something like that. I can't remember. I'm really excited for infants. When I watched the live stream, I was really, really excited for infants. Like, it looks really fun. It looks really good. I'm so looking forward to all the stuff that we're gonna get in the base game update. I'm just so excited because I can't wait to make like nurseries and make them actually look like nurseries, and like they're actually for infants and not toddlers. I just can't wait. I think it's gonna be so exciting. After this, I don't have loads to say on this build, so I think I'm gonna leave the voiceover here. So after I finish kind of like the bathroom, I move on to the bedrooms, and I think I do the master first, and then I do the toddler's room, kind of like nursery room, and then you'll see me do like the balcony, I think. So in the balcony, I don't think I put much. What did I put in the back? I think I put a chess table on the balcony. So, I did it the other way around. So I did the nursery first, and then the adults room, and then I do the balcony. In the balcony, yeah, I didn't put. Oh no, I do put a potty. Do I put a high chair in the house? Do I put a high chair in this house? Why don't I remember? I feel like I don't. I think I take the high chair out. I think the potty I keep in, but the high chair, I don't think there's a high chair still in the build. I could be so wrong, but I don't actually remember what I did. But you will see the screenshots coming up real soon. This build, if you want it, is up on the gallery. It's called Base Game Apartments. I think that's what I've called it. I don't think I called it anything else. But it is my slightly most recent build uploaded onto the gallery, so you can find it there. My gallery ID is Saabythesimmer, or you can also search Subaru02 to find my builds that I've posted up onto the gallery. I leave the details for that in the description. I didn't stream last week. I've been feeling so drained, so I'm gonna try again and see how I feel on Saturday, but I'm gonna stream on Saturday. I think I'm gonna try another shell challenge, so I think that's what we'll do. I think we'll start a new shell challenge on Saturday. So if you want to come and join in and see how I create a shell for a shelf challenge, and then we can get started on that as well, then do join us on Saturday. If you don't come to the stream, then I will see you again on this channel for another video. I think I plan on having another video up for you this week. I have gone to like 1 video a week, but where I can, I will upload 2. And I think I want to get 2 up this week. Just because the update's coming up quite soon, and I want to have stuff that feels quite close to the timeline of things. So I don't want things to be too far backdated. So I think I'll have probably another video coming out for you guys. I filmed the Family Dynamics Challenge like 2 weeks ago now, I think it was. So I need to, no, a week ago. No, it wasn't last week, it was the week before. So yeah, 2 weeks ago. So I want to get that edited and out for you guys. So I'm in the process of editing that, so it's not too far back from current time. And yeah, that's about it. If you enjoyed this video, do leave a like. If you want to leave a comment, I'd appreciate that as well. If you have any build suggestions, anything you want to see me do on my channel, do leave them in the comments as well. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. I do want to say a huge thank you to everyone, because we did reach 300 subscribers, which is amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I will see you on this channel for a new video real soon. Take care, guys. Bye.